they just did something. Ryan Coogler just did something I don't even realize he did. Because if Riri is doing this, imagine. But speaking of MCU, there was a show that came out last month that was only 2 weeks long, but that's because they essentially dropped half and half episodes, which is Ironheart. So Ironheart takes place in terms of timeline in the MCU. I think I would say pretty much present day. Like it's kind of vague
Yeah.
on when it started. I know it's after the blip, and I'm just gonna go out and say present day. We see it takes place after the events of Black Panther 2, which where we first seen her. She was still a student at MIT,
Mm-hmm.
and so it takes place after that, and kind of I wouldn't say a origin, but just like a introducing of this character. Like we
Yeah.
do see kind of her backstory. It's like a mix of an origin plus coming of age, and it's like we've never seen this character outside of Wakanda Forever, and basically her being the MacGuffin of that uh,
Mm-hmm.
of that movie. Sophie, what were your thoughts on this? Obviously, this this show, this series was heavily hated. You know, I would go as far. Well, not even go as far. It
It
definitely
was
was
review
review
bombed.
bombed
Yeah, it was review
like
bombed.
a bitch.
Yeah.
I think
Um.
it's at this point in IMDb, without taking away the review bombs, it's like a 3.5 out of 10 stars, which we both know that's not true. It's just
Yeah.
before any sort of even trailers or some like the first images we got, it just was masked with hate. But after watching the show, Fee, what were some of your thoughts overall on Ironheart, um, and just the final end of Phase 5?
Yeah. Initial thoughts on everything. I'm not gonna. We're gonna get into spoilers a little after this, but initial points. I thought it was a very good show. I thought there was maybe a few parts here and there where I was like, but I think overall it kept me captivated. Them last that last 3 episodes, you can't tell me that shit was a heat. I don't care. I don't care how bigoted you is. You just blind if you think that was a heat. But overall, I think it was a good introduction. I think the cast was very good. The directing, the producing, everything. Ryan Coogler was the executive producer, but there are other producers on there as well. The directing was great. I don't have the directors' names up currently, but I both of she did a great job. And I think overall it gave me that sense of wanting more because they introduced around I would say 3 key points, especially story points where I was like, oh, I need a second season or I need to see this character more in depth. So I thought it was really good overall. I mean, don't listen to these
Yeah, don't listen to them
don't listen to these
trolls.
fake MCU
It's
fans,
just
boy.
not even just fake MCU fans. It's just like
Just trolls, bro.
just internet trolls. Like they aren't fans of the MCU. In my opinion, they're not fans of the MCU. Like those people that came out and just from day one when we got the announcement of an Ironheart show, from that moment it just got hate. And
Exactly,
it didn't
yeah.
help that it was announced during a time where the MCU was kind of on a decline with how Phase 4 was going and some of the beginnings of Phase 5. But it's just like, yeah, like this just was the victim of internet trolls and like how a reality of how this isn't a word, but I'm gonna say it anyway. How like unprogressive America is. Like we're
No,
reminded
you saying
every
the right
day
thing.
we're not as progressive as people like to think we are, but it's with shows like this. Like we already talked about this. Like people hate women and they hate black people, and when you combine those and
Oh
put it in a
man.
show like this, you get shit like this.
Yeah,
But
but
when I was reminded, because even before, remember when they had that trailer about the new shows coming out, and they had this on there. I was like,
Oh yeah,
I was
yeah,
very skeptical because I was like, I don't know, man. Ironheart, like I didn't. I was one of the ones on the skeptical side. Like I don't know. Like I would love to be wrong.
yeah.
Thankfully, I was, but I'm just like I just don't see it doing well because it's like you got people shitting on it already. I haven't really heard any sort of
The marketing that
news
was,
or marketing on
yeah,
it. Like it basically, we didn't get a full trailer for the shit until maybe a month before
yeah.
the show
I
came
will
out.
say, I think one reason I think they did do the marketing like that was one, they didn't know how to market it at first. But then once Sinners did so well, they said, "Thank God that Ryan Coogler helped produce this. Now we can use him as well." So that's when they start, because you see, as soon as Sinners was done, that's when they started doing heavy marketing with it.
Yeah,
So I think they were banking low key on Sinners, and when it did go well, they said, "Okay, we can market this to like." Because after that, nigga, we got a new trailer, we got TV spots, we got everything back to back to back to back to back. So I think
yeah,
that's what they
it
were
was kind of
banking on for
everywhere.
real. But yeah, overall, like just from the non spoiler, not even talking about characters and death yet, I think overall it's a very enjoyable show. I think if you like MCU, especially like MCU in general, you should watch the show because it has a lot of stuff in it that connects to a lot. When I tell you a lot of stuff,
Yeah,
it connects to some heat, boy. They don't know what they know what they did, but I don't think they know what they did
I
with that
don't.
last
I'm gonna go as
episode.
far as say I don't think they know what they did with this
Yeah,
show. Like,
they
especially with
unlocked
how
some
it
heat,
ended,
but yeah,
and
that's
with what I was telling you, we'll go ahead and just kind of get
watch it,
straight
watch it.
into it. Well, I'll give my
Yeah,
non-spoiler
yeah, give
review,
yours. Yeah,
but
give yours.
just I enjoyed it. Again, like I said, I was skeptical going in the show. I went in with open mind. Thank goodness I did because I was proved wrong. This was some good TV. First half, like it was enjoyable watch. There are some things that were kind of questionable. Like I think I told you like some of the camera angles, like how it was shot, was kind of making me feel. I was trying to understand like what they were doing with that. Maybe it was like
Hmm.
because there was some of the shots where Riri was kind of going through her mind. Maybe it was from her perspective of what she was going through in her mind. I don't know because a lot of this show was about just battling trauma
Yeah, it was how to
and
process trauma and traumatic events. Honestly,
yeah,
it was to me one of the sub things is that it was showing you or showing like healthy and almost unhealthy ways people process trauma.
exactly. But yeah, is just Dominique Thorne. She was great in this show. Like even Lyric Ross. There was a lot of people. All the people I knew going into this was Dominique Thorne and Anthony Ramos because he's in a lot of shit.
Hmm.
But even he was good as the Thorn. I think he kind of suffers. You can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think he kind of suffers from like the Aquafina effect, where at least to me, he kind of comes off as a nigga almost, but he's not tries to be like that. But it
Nah,
doesn't feel as forced as like an Aquafina.
I think I don't feel that I don't feel that way about him just because of how he was in Transformers Rise of the Beast. I think because I seen him in that before before I seen him in like anything else. Because at first I didn't really know who he was. I think I seen him in other things, but that was the first time I've seen him like an entire movie going through. So
Yeah,
after that, I still kind of think of him in Transformers Rise of the Beast a little bit when I see him in other things. So I think that kind of makes me not think about it that much.
yeah. I think the first thing I seen Anthony Ramos in, I know he was Hamilton. I seen him in Hamilton. He also was in Bad Guys. I know he kind of first popped on the scene in Into the Heights. I didn't watch that movie
I didn't watch
because
that either.
that was a musical. But and like in Twisters, he was a good actor too. Like the
Hmm.
second one, but um, yeah, he played the hood role really good. Um, even Zeke Stain, his actor.
They
he was
did
pretty funny
good.
too. Like he kind of grew to. I feel like a lot of he was going through some shit too. He was like, man, I ain't trying to do all this shit, dog. And then once he came out and it was just like he was a victim of kind of his own, maybe not fear, but just was like, I'm not trying to trust nobody. And then he trusts Riri, which Riri basically gets him arrested.
Yeah.
And then now him in the hood, hey, have a common name. He's like, hey man, I can get you what you want. But I really enjoyed his character too. He was kind of like the funny, awkward nerd in a way. Also, I also thought it was funny. Like, what the fuck is Eric Andre doing in this show?
Oh, that was random to me, bro.
That was random as fuck. Just random, basically get killed off in one episode.
Yeah.
But yeah, how did you? Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and basically get into spoiler talk. You know how we do reviews. We don't kind of go play by play. We just talk about different things, scenes that pointed out to us, and talk about that.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just gonna go ahead and get straight into pretty much them last two episodes.
Ooh.
Please go ahead.
The last two episodes. We going straight there? Ooh. Um, okay. Last two episodes. I will say the one part I was. This is when I was talking earlier, where I was like, that's it was some nice scenes, but I said, that's not. I don't think that should happen. Was when she was in the diner and they ambushed her, and she was beating the blood twins and like everybody's ass. I said, all right. I said this looked cool, but I don't think she should be able to beat their ass.
No, she said, bro, that shit kind of pissed me off too. Cause I'm like, aren't y'all niggas like
Aren't y'all
dungeon
supposed to be
fighters?
some
Like
like
you basically was in the trenches fighting niggas like goddamn Abomination and shit, or doing shit like that. I'm like, you getting beat by this fucking MIT nerd essentially? Like, there's no way. I don't care how much fucking karate, whatever she learned on YouTube or whatever, Riri should not be able to
hand to hand
beat y'all in
combat
a
beat them?
fight. Basically, both
Yeah.
y'all, 2-on-1, hand to hand combat. Maybe she can outsmart y'all, which I'm just gonna go with
Yeah,
that.
which she
She
did at the end,
outsmarted them,
but that initial
but like,
fighting, that's like one of the few scenes in here where I was like, I said this look live, but come on, bro.
I'm like, this should be only going on for like 3 minutes max.
Oh,
She should not be out here y'all this hard.
yeah, but going into the big scene, we're just gonna go straight to the big one, and then I want to go to Riri a little more. Them showing Mephisto, right? Ooh. So initially, when he was having them sign the contracts, in my mind, I was like, is he at first I thought I kind of knew it was Mephisto a little bit, but I wanted them to say it. But I was like, he's if he's not working with Mephisto, he's working with somebody. And I thought personally that he was giving them the contracts, but it was a contract made by Mephisto or somebody else or another like dark being, and they were signing like they sold over to it first, not just
Mm-hmm.
signing some shares as well. So I thought that's why they were signing, and I thought that's kind of like why his dad and the other guy then was like, "Boy, he's signing that shit." Fuck
Yeah.
you mean? But yeah, but the introduction to Mephisto, I think they did a great job with it. I think it was very well done. I think it also showed how much, in a sense, when you're hurt and when you have a lot of trauma, the things you're willing to go to have a little bit of peace. Because we see that one with Parker when he first meets Mephisto. He just wanted his dad to be like, "Come home, son." Which is that's really what he wanted. That's really what he wanted.
That's all he wanted.
He just wanted a hug. But he ain't get that.
That's what he needed.
He needed a hug, but he got Mephisto and he got that hood. But I think also Mephisto being in there opens up a giant canvas of things that we can
Mm-hmm.
explore now in the MCU. But That's my initial thoughts on it. I have a lot more thoughts, but I need to organize them real quick so you can talk.
Nah, it's just yeah, because I remember there were early early rumblings and rumors that Mephisto was going to show up in this show. And that's when I was like, all right, y'all are dragging. I didn't believe it. I'm like, y'all
I'm
fucking
like,
dragging it.
this is
He gonna
clockwork,
show up in
bro.
fucking Ironheart. Get the fuck out of here.
Bro.
Like,
Especially
so
since my bad to cut you off, but
no,
especially
you
since
good.
he didn't show up in WandaVision, because that's where everybody thought he was gonna be in. For
And
years,
it
everybody was
made the
like,
most sense because it's
it's
like
magic.
you got Wanda, she's made this deal with, or not even because kind of the how the show was going, it was kind of pulling from aspects of House of M, which Billy and Tommy, they were basically byproducts of a deal with Mephisto. Like, obviously, we know she didn't have them kids naturally, but we all assumed like she just made a deal with the devil, which
Yeah.
she didn't. She just was so powerful and going through so much trauma. She had niggas in hell, metaphorically, and made these kids out of thin air, out of chaos magic.
Yeah.
So after that, like, especially with not only that, but like the whole Ralph Boner shit, after that, I think people just kind of gave up on, not really gave
Mephisto.
up, but a lot of MCU fans just gave up on theorizing Mephisto. They're like, okay, yeah, whatever. We're gonna believe it when we see it. Like, even with Doctor Strange, you're like, whatever. Like, we'll believe Mephisto is here until we hear that nigga say his name. And boy, did we get it. So like, when they showed him in that diner, I was like, Mephisto? Question mark? Because the previous two episodes, we pretty much knew that this was gonna be like a tech versus magic kind of show.
Mm-hmm.
Because they were talking about, oh yeah, we know the hood is not from this dimension, and then they were bringing up names like Dormammu, which
Mm-hmm.
we've already seen Dormammu and all this stuff, and I'm thinking like, oh, you know how I feel about the MCU and Marvel and Magic. I don't think they really fuck with Magic for real, but I think after this show, they're gonna at least try to
They got
create
to.
some sort of storyline or timeline or storyline where, like you said, have the Midnight Suns, Doctor Strange, and have their own sort of magic universe, magic saga. Because we're in the multiverse saga. I think after the multiverse saga, obviously we're gonna get our reboot, but they're gonna basically be two sagas.
Mm-hmm.
We got the mutant saga and we got the magic saga. We got the Midnight Suns, that's where our Blades, Moon Knight, Doctor Strange, they're all gonna live in this realm.
And it
And then we're gonna
works.
have the mutant saga, and everyone else is just gonna kind of jump back and forth between. So like the Spider Man, we know he's shared custody. He can jump anywhere.
Yeah, he on everybody's team. That nigga is passed around.
And then like our Deadpools and Frank Castles, they'll just pop up wherever. Like they'll have like a mini saga where it's just like the
We need some
boots on the
silver
ground,
bullets. We need
boots
some
on the
silver
ground.
bullets, Frank. We need some silver bullets, Frank. But yeah.
But yeah, so that's just my thoughts on that. But back to Ironheart, I really like that last battle. Also, I sent you this voice message on after I seen this show today. But
Mm-hmm.
when Riri made that move, where it was
Oh,
like the fucking tech power up magic blast,
yeah.
and not only did I think that was live, but I told I'm like, they just did something. Ryan Coogler just did something I don't even realize he did. Because if Riri is doing this, imagine what that nigga Doctor Doom is finna be doing in Doomsday.
He about
Because
to be.
comic book niggas know he is one of the few people that has mastered technology and magic synergy. He's the only
Exactly.
person that has mastered that. So if Riri's doing this,
This nigga Doom.
so help me God.
Get over here. He about to be. I don't know. Did you ever play Ultimate Alliance? that
I
game. But
didn't, but I know that
bro,
game.
there's a scene in Ultimate Alliance, the original. I believe it's the original one. Nigga, there's a cause they did a lot of cutscenes in that game because it was the game goes by your choices and it tells you at the end of the game like what your choices did. But there's a scene in there where niggas storm Doom Castle. When I tell you in that game on a cutscene, he slaughters everybody in that bitch. And they show it like Colossus comes up to him, he rips Colossus apart. I said, "What the?" I'm gonna have to find a clip and send it to you, but he's gonna be doing some stuff like that. But um, with Ironheart, Mephisto was good. Riri, so the main character. I want to go into that analysis. So pretty much with Riri, I think they did a very good job. And one thing I saw people kept saying, she disrespect Tony when she made that remark. I said, bro, she literally says as like a second later, I don't want to. She literally says, I don't want to disrespect Tony Stark. Like, so that's out of the way. But I think they did a very good job showing how I don't want to say arrogant, but that's the only word that comes to mind. It's not arrogance though, but that's the word that comes to mind when she tries to solve things. Because it's very much of, and she kind of said it. I'm smart. I know I'm smarter than all of y'all.
Yeah, well, I
Like
think
I
it's
can
just
solve.
like almost like you said, not arrogance, but just unrealistic like self confidence, which I feel like a
Yeah,
lot of geniuses
yeah.
have. Like they're
With
just like, I believe so hard in my math.
hmm
There's no way you can tell me this shit is wrong.
yeah.
Because
That
Tony Stark had that problem.
that's what I was gonna say.
Reed Richards, we know he got that problem.
Oh, he that nigga canically his character cannot accept magic exists. So much so they told in a comic. This is a sidetrack. In a comic, they told him we got to make a teleport. It was like a teleportation spell or something. He said, "Hell no!" That nigga stretched his body and made teleportation with his body. That's how much he rejects magic. But to your point with about geniuses, I'm glad they showed that because throughout the show, I was like, "Damn!" Especially the very end. I said, "Low key, she do act like this nigga Tony, bro." She's very much she has that point of like I'm a genius, but then especially at the end where she almost when she accepted the deal with Mephisto, which I didn't think she was gonna do at first, but that was to me that was arrogance in the sense of you could see her brain thinking like I know I can
Yeah.
outsmart him, and
Yes, which is
that's
why
that
she took the deal because
arrogance.
she's like, I could take this now, but I know,
I
you know,
can
I,
get
I
out of it.
believe I can outsmart him. You're not outsmarting the devil. Like
Yeah,
you're not
like
outsmarting this nigga. Because
so
when they at the end when they showed Natalie come back, but like actual Natalie, when she showed, I'm like, there's no way she took that deal. There's no way she, because I'm like
I thought it was
that
still a
that's
dream.
Mephisto would be a great like album label CEO.
360 deal maker.
He'd have niggas selling 360 deals out the ass. He'd have
Oh,
niggas
that nigga
fuck
said,
could have been records.
welcome to Hell Records, nigga."
Welcome to Hell Records. All your music, all your rights are on to me, but
And your
don't worry.
soul.
Like, what's your sacrifice? You're not even gonna really. It won't even matter. You don't even remember the shit.
You know what? I like that he said that too. He didn't say like it's your soul I'm taking, but he kept saying, "Oh, you won't miss it." Cuz he was almost the way he was talking to them was like, I know you want this so bad. You don't care you don't I know you don't give a fuck about the consequences. So you're not going to miss your soul. So just
Yeah,
give me that hoe. I really
exactly.
enjoyed that dialogue he had back and forth.
And the whole show, even when Zelma came in, she was like our first introduction to magic in the show
Hmm.
outside of the hood. She's like, magic comes with a cost, which we know that from our Doctor Strange movies and WandaVision. Like we know magic, like they said, is transactional.
Hmm.
You're not getting this without putting some in.
Exactly.
Not like tech and shit. You can make shit out of your mind and you're not really sacrificing. With magic, you're giving something up,
Yeah.
whether it's your time or your soul.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm interested to see. Like, I don't know if they're gonna make a second season out of this, but if they do, obviously that second season is gonna be probably her dealing with like, oh shit, like this Mephisto deal, because I don't think she's gonna tell anybody until it's too late. Because the whole show, she was like, "Oh yeah, mom, I'm fine. Like I'm good. I'm whatever." Da, 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 da. It didn't. She didn't tell nobody till she was by. She was literally running for her life. She's like, "Hey guys, I need help.
Yeah.
Like, I'm about to die, and I need you guys' help." So this is more than likely gonna be the same, and it ain't just gonna be another garage band montage. She gonna need some niggas like Doctor Strange.
She gonna need Wong,
Doctor
nigga.
Strange, not fucking Wong. Not Wong. Leave that nigga in the fucking Kamartage. We need
Oh
Doctor
man.
Strange. I'm gonna keep saying that. Doctor Strange is Sorcerer Supreme. Stop with the Wong jokes.
You know
Stop
what
with the
they
Wong Supreme shit.
you know what they need to do though? And then Zelma, her actress, Reagan Aaliyah, she had tweeted this too. She was like, because someone's like Ironheart, y'all need to just no, they said Marvel, y'all need to just go ahead and do a Strange Academy.
I was thinking
And
that too, especially at the
so
end,
yeah,
because
because she knows Doctor Strange. At
she
least in the
she
comics.
knows she
I
may
don't
not
know.
have met him,
Yeah,
but
but in the
she
comics
knows
she
who
knows
he
him.
is. Like she was,
Yeah.
we know she was in Karma. Well, the mom was in Karmatage. They
Hmm.
moved, I think, before she even got into school.
Yeah. But
But I'm like, damn, she more America Chavez than fucking America Chavez. They need to do a swap. But America Chavez and fucking Karmatage taking up space.
I
That's a
forgot she
personality hire.
I forgot she,
I was
I,
about to say something completely out of pocket. I'm gonna keep my comments to
I
myself.
forgot she was still in the MCU. But yeah, they need to do a Strange Academy, and then they could have Riri in there with the curse, and then you could have them trying to solve it. But one thing I really enjoyed with Riri's character was she was very much herself in there. Um, and then I liked her interaction with Zeke. Um, when she was kind of talking to him and she was like, bro, stand up for yourself. Just not to me, but stand up for yourself. Like, and then you kind of see him evolve. But overall, I think she a great character in the MCU now. I think she's definitely can be one of the more prominent ones, especially with how she like talks, reacts, and like breaks down things too. Um, Dominic, you did a great job in this role. So that's what I gotta say.
Yeah. Nah, but overall, just Ironheart was that's some good TV. Like don't like we said, don't listen to the internet trolls. Go watch it for yourself. Create your own uh judgment, your own thoughts on it. If you still don't like it, it was never meant for you. But if you
Yeah.
still if you watch it and you like it, that's great. We need more people watching these shows and just media as a whole.
I just thought of something. Even though I know we're kind of closing out from the Ironheart stuff, but last bit, I know we talked about Strange Academy too. The very ending, we see Hood go meet Zelma again, and he's like, "I need some serious magic." That's another lane for y'all to do Strange Academy or throw in Doctor Strange and throw in the magic. And then speaking of all this magic shit, we talking about Midnight Suns, right? I'm about to go on a little bit of a tangent. Midnight Suns, right? We said you want to do the X-Men saga and Midnight Suns. You know who else going with the Midnight Suns? Magic herself. And you know what else she's part of? The X-Men.
Mm,
And you know what Magic is the queen of? Limbo, nigga. Come on, man. Bring this shit
mm,
together. Marvel,
mm.
you have the keys. Let me drive. You have the keys. Let me drive, nigga. Let me in the studio. Come on, man. Y'all could do this. Y'all could do some crazy shit,
They
man.
have the keys.
Will
They're
they
right
perform?
there.
Will they perform? That's what I want to know. But
man.
like we
But yeah,
said,
everything you just said, because really, if they want to cook, if Marvel wants to cook,
come on, man.
they can use magic as that kind of back and forth between X-Men and the the magic. Damn. They could use magic as like the back, like the pretty much the focal point between magic and mutants, and
Exactly.
tie that all together if they want to. We'll see what Marvel does, because we know Kevin Feige and everyone at Marvel wants to jump into mutants so bad it's not even funny. Mm-hmm. That's why they got all the X-Men in Doomsday.
Recipes call me, I'ma show 'em how to shoot. On the 4-5, jump in the ass, my crew. Yeah, I'm stepping with a fed, keeping all of the hoes on mute. Pull a little perk, could be yellow with a brew. 48 for a quick burst. Crazy 8s in the back, yeah, the trunk on hot like a cue. 40 on me when I'm in the backseat. Blotter, paper pre-cut. Chris make juice, it'll drop like ink. Chain came with a clean plate, came with a sink. The Parator came with a mate. Tricones white like paint. My hoe by the hoe, cause she know it's my king. Hit on my side, cause I drop a song. Think you should hit up the link. The phenotype came from the pink Colombian thing. Yeah, the genetics unique. Cellular right on the beat. I'm teaching the hoe like I'm Play-Doh. I got the veggies like by the tomato. You got a basic hoe making Alfredo. I put a bag on a hoe on my payroll. I get active at night, then I lay low. The semen was breaded with panko. Struck in my soup, I believe it was Mako. I think I'm a Soviet clutching a Draco. You said it was